Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. This is a commentary track for Day 7 of the 1960 Haru Basho, March. Coverage for this tournament can be found on the Japan Sumo Association's official YouTube channel. A link to that is in the description. You'll be playing this video in a separate tab, and I'll give instructions to sync up. It'll be a countdown. Of course, this video is locked behind a membership wall, and so I believe a membership rate right now for the Sumo Association's channel is about $8 a month. Without further ado, we'll begin. I'll count backwards from 3. 3, 2, 1. As I hit the N in 1, I'm pressing play. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Chiano Fuji. Alright, and we're underway. Our first match is between Uragawa, relative newcomer, and Atagoyama, not so new, but finding himself at the bottom of the division after some injury trouble in his right ankle and knee. As you can see, those are wrapped. Well, his ankle's not wrapped, but his knee is. Both are injured. Comes in low, pushing on Uragawa, who's not taken out, but not able to generate much of an offense here. He's guarding, pushing up on the arms, tries to get a shallow grip, but Atagoyama keeps up the pushing and slapping and gets spun, recovers, rushes back into Uragawa, and finishes him off, Yorikiri. So Atagoyama picks up his 4th win. Looking good. She'd hopefully be heading back up the Banzuke. Tsune Nishiki on 3-3 against Hoshi Kabuto, Juryo visitor, also on 3-3. Hoshi Kabuto fighting for the Izutsu stable, the stablemate of Tsurugamine. So it comes in thrusting. Tsune Nishiki takes the hit and then moves back into him. Now he's moved, pushing on the chest. Hoshi Kabuto's trying to keep the thrusting going, but he's had his rhythm upset. Now he pulls back and then moves back in, shoving a big shove to Tsune Nishiki's chest, sending him flat to the ground. So Hoshi Kabuto picking up his 4th win. Very aggressive. Kiyonomori on 5-1 against Hanada, also on 5-1. Both pretty light wrestlers. Kiyonomori comes out pushing to the chest. Hanada's digging in there. Good Otsuke. Now Kiyonomori's worked himself inside, but Hanada pulls to the right, thrusts down Tsukiotoshi, and picks up his 6th win. So, staying one step behind the leader group is Hanada, our brand new Makunochi fighter. Tokitsuyama on 4-2 against Fukudayama on 3-3. So Tokitsuyama, the much more experienced, stronger of the two. Comes in low, under the armpits, Morozashi and Yorikiri. Tokitsuyama defeats Fukudayama without too much issue. Picks up his 5th win. Looking strong, should be moving back up the Banzuke after this basho. Wakanokuni against Yoshinomine, 2 of our lightweights. Yoshinomine on 1-5, struggling a little here in this basho. And Wakanokuni jumps the gun. We'll try this again. Back down to the Sankyo first. And they're on to an even start this time, thrusting at the chest, both of them. Staying high. Now they moved on to the belt. Outside left for Yoshinomine. Inside right for Wakanokuni. And Yoshinomine is trying to... looks like he's trying to guard against Wakanokuni's Morozashi. That's his favorite stance. Wakanokuni, he likes to come in shallow and worm his way deep in with both hands. So with an inside right, he's halfway there. Yoshinomine goes for a leg trip. He stays behind, but cannot save himself. Wakanokuni finishes things with a shitate nage and picks up his 4th win, looking good. Yoshinomine continues to struggle, falling to his 6th loss. And near the bottom of the division, does not bode well for his long-term Makunochi plans. Shinobu Yama on 5-1. One step behind leaders against Wakamisigi on 4-2. Wakamitsuki's got a 3-0 lead in their head-to-head. Pushes up on the jaw, really arching Shinobuyama back. Shinobuyama's upset his grip or had his grip upset rather. He tried to get inside, but Wakamitsuki wasn't having it and kept shoving him upward. Really giving Shinobuyama's neck a real workout. And now they're both even on 5-2 coming out of today. Narutomi, 3-3 against Matsunobori, 3-3. Matsunobori leads their head-to-head 6-1. So he's the favorite in this matchup. It's the lightest man in the division against the heaviest man in the division. So we'll see how much of a difference that makes. Big blow for Matsunobori, another big blow, and a third one. That's all she wrote. Narutomi, not much room to respond, and Matsunobori moves to his 4th win. Looking as strong as ever. A good form this basho. Especially as we move further along into it. We'll see how his stamina holds up in the long term. Now, Tamahibiki and Kane no Hana. Kane no Hana in 4-2. Tamahibiki 3-3. Now they meet in the middle. Kane no Hana gets slipped, but comes right back to the middle here. Grappling with Tamahibiki. He's gone inside right. Doesn't secure that outside grip. Seems to be indecisive on whether or not he's going to take it. And Tamahibiki just commits to his game plan from the beginning. The Yorikiri. Wrenching up with his outside left and finishes off Kane no Hana. So that brings them even today. 4-3. Yoshinomine's right wrist there very heavily taped up. So battling injury. Oikawa 2-4. Struggling a little here against Aono Sato 3-3. These two both relatively new. Now, Aono Sato looked caught a little high there initially, but dropped his hips back, came in low, adjusted his position, and then got double onside. Finished off Oikawa with Yorikiri there. So Aono Sato, not the best Tachiai, but still knows what he's doing and moves to his 4th win. Oikawa, his 5th loss, so he's inching closer to Makekoshi. Wakachichibu, 1-5 against Ogi no Hana, 2-4. And Ogi no Hana is the favorite in this match. He's got a 4-1 lead in their head-to-head. So what can Wakachichibu do at this stage? They can't quite sync up here on the Tachiai. We'll try again. Ogi no Hana seems a little more eager than Wakachichibu. And certainly is. He jumps the gun again here, so we'll have to sync up once more. Here we go. They meet in the middle. Ogi no Hana pushes up. He's got a double inside and finishes Wakachichibu Yorikiri. So Wakachichibu really didn't seem to offer a ton of resistance. Didn't seem to move quick enough for Ogi no Hana. So might be an issue of speed. It might be some kind of injury in the lower leg. Could be something wrong with Wakachichibu's ankle. Not really certain. In any event, he's very much definitely performing under par for him. So Ogi no Hana 3-4. He's turning the tides perhaps. Kaizan, Hane Nishiki, both 2-4. So let's see which of these two was. Well, let's see which way they're headed. I think that at this stage, they could. Well, this will really show which direction either one's going in. Hane Nishiki moves for that inside left and wrenches over Kaizan. Sukuinage, so aggressive Tachiai, good movement from Hane Nishiki. Very powerful couple of quick pops in. And handled the lighter Kaizan with what seemed to be relative ease. So good work, Hane Nishiki moves to 3-4. Still has a fighting chance to get his Kachikoshi, and at 2-5, Kaizan is looking doubtful to better his rank. 2-4 Tamano Umi, 2-4 Waka Maeda. Tamano Umi has quite the lead in their head-to-head, 12-5, so he would be the favorite in this match. Waka Maeda looked pretty strong yesterday. They come in and meet in the middle, hit chest to chest. Waka Maeda's got an outside left and drives in, finishing Tamano Umi with a big two-handed shove to the chest. So Waka Maeda beats the odds, moves to his third win. Tamano Umi 2-5. While not looking able to deal with the heavyweights. And we saw Tamano Umi, his strategy of arm catching and kote seems to be more effective against a lighter opponent. Waka Maeda had a pretty speedy charge there. More of that would probably help him along in this boss show. Fusanishiki 4-2. Naruyama 2-4. Fusanishiki hits low, gets to thrusting, but Naruyama closes the distance, moves him to the edge. Fusanishiki holds on and tries to stay above Naruyama. The Gyoji points to Naruyama, but it looked to me like it was either the same time or the Fusanishiki was over top of him as they fell, so I would not be surprised to see this result overturned. We'll see what the Shinpan have to say. They're not all quite moving at the same pace here. There we go, onto the dohyo. Their former Chianoyama, Kokonoe Oyakata, they're on the far right. Yokozuna, until not too long ago. Conference is over. Let's see what the judges department has to say. Kyoji's making the announcement, and Torinaoshi, fair enough. Let's see if we can change the way things have gone. Now, Fusanishiki gets to a better start, pushing and pulling, but Naruyama's already worked his way into a grip. Unfortunately, though he was quick to move onto Fusanishiki's belt, his legs kind of fell behind and found himself stepping out before he could make a move. Fusanishiki getting a certain win this time. And moving to 5-2, so looking good. Came out with the same kind of a touchy eye, but the second time around got a better hit on, so Fusanishiki sticking to form, undeterred, focused. Shionishiki 0-6. Let's see if he can pick up his first win today against Dewanishiki. Odds aren't exactly in his favor. It's a 4-6 head-to-head in Dewanishiki's favor, so... And that includes the last 4 matches all in Dewanishiki's favor, so... Shionishiki odds are not with him. He's got an outside right, but Dewanishiki's underneath him. He hops back into the middle now. Tries for a throw, that's no go. Tries for another throw, and is flattened. Simply pulling Dewanishiki on top of him. So Dewanishiki moves to 3-4. Still with a fighting chance, and Shionishiki 0-7. He's one step away from Make Koshi. So it looks like he'll be sliding some ways down the Banzuke. Perhaps the second week will go a little better. We'll see. Kitanonara, White Lightning against Taiho. Taiho 2-4. Having a hard time, but composing himself well against the Sanyaku. And Kitanonara as the number 1 Magashira. Should be tough, but not as tough on paper as some of Taiho's previous opponents. We'll see how he does here. Now, Kitanonara comes in fast. He's got an inside grip. Taiho's high. He's high and too high, and Kitanonara finishes him off. So quickly slips his arms inside. And Taiho, he looked like he was getting set to grapple, but just couldn't quite keep up with Kitanonara. Moves to his 4th win. Taiho 2-5. So he's on a dangerous trend here. Might have to move back down the Banzuke. Kitanonara, one of the oldest wrestlers, has a lot of years on Taiho. Fujinishiki, Shin Komosubi against Annenyama. Annenyama doing a little better, 3-3. Fujinishiki comes in low, gets to thrusting Annenyama. Looks like he tries to slap down, but now braces himself. Not quite enough. Fujinishiki finishes him off. Looked to me like Tsukidashi. Moves to 3-4. Same for Annenyama, so they're even now. The Fuji, in Fujinishiki, I believe refers to Azuma Fuji, who was, within the last decade, an active Yokozuna at Takasago stable, but has since left the sumo world altogether. Kitabayama, one of our co-leaders coming into today on 6-0 against O Hikari on 1-5. So O Hikari, can he turn things around? Kitabayama comes in low. He's on outside right. I think he tends to prefer an inside right, but I think at this stage with his head dug in, he'll take it. He digs in and drives and jumps into O Hikari, flattening him outside the dokyo. So Kitabayama, his trademark low attack. Head in the chest. 7-0. Perfect start. Yeah, it looks comfortable, this basho. Seems to find himself in his preferred stance much more often than not. So very sharp for this tourney, Kitabayama. Tochihikari and Wakahaguro. Tochihikari 4-2. Wakahaguro 3-3. Tochihikari has quite the lead in their head-to-head, 13-6, so let's see if he can keep the momentum going. He comes in low, pushes up, and beats Wakahaguro at his own game. Wakahaguro not really able to make much of a statement in that match. Tochihikari moves to 5-2. Keeps his slim hope of Yusho contention alive, even as the middle day approaches. Let's see if he can keep up the pace. Kotogahama against Iwakaze. Kotogahama has a 5-1 lead on Iwakaze in their head-to-head, so he's the favorite in this match. Looking in generally decent form, maybe not as offensive as one would hope. Ah, ho ho ho, but he makes quite the statement there. Coming with sharp shoves to the chest and head and sends Iwakaze sprawling backwards, so I just ate my words very promptly. Kotogahama shows great offensive sumo today, sending Iwakaze to his fourth loss. So 5-2 Kotogahama keeps his head well above water and kind of moves ahead of his Ozeki peer, Wakahaguro. Discernible distance. Waka no Hana against Tsurugamine. Waka no Hana's perfect, 6-0. Tsurugamine is not doing too bad on 4-2. He rushes in. Waka no Hana catches him and gets pushing up on the armpit. Good Otsuke, really manhandling Tsurugamine here. So Waka no Hana, that excellent forearm block, that Otsuke, and shoving up on the chest and the armpit of Tsurugamine really didn't let him inside, didn't let him get an offense going. So stays perfect, moves to 7-0. And improves his head-to-head against Tsurugamine to 15-1. So, continuing his domination over the Izutsu man. And looking like quite the contender for the Yusho this time around. Asashio has Kashiwado today. A 2-0 lead on the Shinsekiwake. So an uphill battle. A rare uphill battle in the literal sense for Kashiwado. Not too many opponents taller than him, but that is Asashio. Bigger, heavier, stronger. More experienced, and so a tough opponent for him to beat. Asashio's form has improved steadily over the course of the basho. He's not really blowing anyone away, but he's stopped getting blown away. Kashiwado comes in fast and fierce, but Asashio is slow to retreat, but doesn't really fight back too much. Kashiwado, though he isn't able to totally blow him away, he just keeps the assault coming, pushing up on the chest of the Yokozuna and eventually topples him over. So Asashio falls to his third loss before day 8. Kashiwado comes even with him, 4-3. His first win over Asashio in their 3 meetings together. So that should be a good morale boost for Kashiwado as he moves further into the basho. Doing his coach proud, the previous Kashiwado. Tochinishiki against Wakanoumi. Tochinishiki has a 7-3 lead on Wakanoumi coming into today. And Wakanoumi, struggling in this basho, doesn't seem like he'll be much of a threat. Now he comes in, slips to the right. Bit of a dodge, but Tochinishiki just keeps his feet moving and closes off Wakanoumi at the corner. And Yorikiri, so Tochinishiki, 7-0. Stays perfect. Now the perfect record Dikushi group is pretty small now. And the Yokozuna could not keep the perfect pace going. Asashio drops another loss. Very inconsistent. We'll see what he can do. Thank you for joining me.